Good morning. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday we looked at a couple of lines, the first couple of lines of a poem by D.H. Lawrence. The poem is simply called Healing. And what we're doing is applying that poem to our work here in recovery from addiction. So let's continue that exploration today. I work a lot with individuals and their families, and it's not unusual for both the individuals in recovery as well as their families and loved ones to wish that the individual would stop addiction, but basically leave the rest of their life just kind of as it is, business as usual. And it sometimes doesn't work that way. Lawrence's poem, I believe, invites us to examine at a deeper level how it is exactly that we treat ourselves. For example, do I view myself in the lines of Lawrence's poem as simply a working machine? I believe that to the extent that that's true for any of us, it would be wise to follow his admonition and advice where we might have to change, might have to look at a deeper, more comprehensive change than we anticipated, something more than simply rooting out addictive behaviors from our lives. Back to the poem, Lawrence invites us, or I should say probably better, cautions us to not mistakenly try to fix, in his words, the mechanism that is working wrongly. Because sometimes, in his words, that's not why we're ill. It's not because the mechanism is working wrongly. Something deeper may be going on. In fact, underneath our surface level, where we sometimes lose direction or lose productivity, underneath our addictive behaviors, there may be, in Lawrence's words, instead something deeper that he calls wounds to the soul. And what does he mean by this? Lawrence, in the poem, equates the soul with the deep emotional self. It's the depth within each one of us that gets run down by our endless activities and our expectations, as well as the expectations of others. I also want to make a note here that it's also this deep emotional self that is the repository for memories of early forms of neglect or abuse that we may have experienced. We'll be coming back to this again and again here at the Vitality Project, this last piece. But for right now, we're looking at how it is that we turn ourselves into, as we talked about last session, being human doings rather than human beings, where the focus is on productivity. And that level of expectation wears us down. One thing is for sure in Lawrence's analysis is that the wounds to the soul take a long, long time. What he means here is that to change at this deep of a level requires lots and lots of patience, lots and lots of hard work, what he calls repentance, where we're turning the ship around, and more. What I'd like to invite you to do is come back tomorrow when we look at and apply Lawrence's prescription to our goal here of full recovery from addiction. I appreciate you joining me today. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope you have a good one.